Hello, Wanderers. Welcome back to our Crusader Kings 3 roleplay series following Odysseus of Crete. And we find ourselves here in the midst of a war on behalf of our allies, the Magna Graecians, and our cousin, the Despotisa of that land, going up against the Italians in a war of conquest to try to bring the heel of Italy under her dominion. And here we have engaged with the forces of Italy under the command of the head of their army here, the king himself, King Rorges the Brave. He is a Frenchman, but he is the king of Italy and an able commander. But with the combined forces of Magna Graecia and the forces of Crete, it seems as though we do have the advantage here over our enemy. So with any luck, we might capture the enemy king in the battle. It seems as though that was not the case, but we did manage to, at the very least, defeat them there. So we are going to head in here to Barry to capture. Oh, we might actually be able to smash their army a second time. That would be ideal here. Let's see if our allies are going to come in and, yeah, all right, they're going to come in and join in here. So let's see if we can take them down once more and defeat them well and good. Our sister has given birth to a son, a bastard son. Father unknown. What would be a good name for you? Kyrillos? That seems like a good one. I think that should be fine. We'll raise him to be a good young man. Have no doubt. Oh, we gained a bunch of money there, which is nice. 115. So nice little bonus there that will help us in our development of our capital city, I fully suspect. So a couple of good fights there. Anything of interest happen in that? Let's see. Well, we killed one of their dukes. A couple of their guys have. Oh, they lost quite a few of their commanders here. Very good to see. That is exactly what we are hoping for. Whittle them down and potentially win here. So we killed another count. Yeah, there we go. So quite a few of the enemy slain. Let's lay siege to their lands. Meanwhile, we should head over to the Emperor and pay homage. Oh, there was actually some danger there, wasn't there? Okay. Low chance of danger along the sea. I forgot to put on some ship captains, but hopefully we'll be fine. I think we'll be okay, right? It's a low chance of danger in those locations, so. You know what? If we get into a fight with pirates, we'll use our expert skill to deal with them. We should be more than capable of that here. Now we are waiting for the construction of the Grand Cathedral is finished here, but we won't do the grand opening until this war is done with. So that's going to coincide with the Reformation of the Faith. And I just want to point out that the Reformation of the Faith is not something that Odysseus himself is just personally doing all on his own. This is a collection of very important figures within the faith, including our Sibyl, who is our sister Ileana, who is currently in that position, but also with the heads of the various cults and mysteries and religious leadership of the various temples of the gods. All kind of, this has been building for many years, the Reformation of the Hellenic faith, in order to bring it in to this new era. And yeah, although we are kind of the leader, the head, this figure, this essentially a religious icon, a prophet in many ways. You can see here, religious icon, prophet. We are the head of this, but we're not the only ones who are invested and responsible for this. So that is just something important to keep in mind, that this isn't just Odysseus doing this all on his own. My son and heir has been impressed with one of the household Heterie for a long time. He has been repeating the warrior's words to himself. Greatness comes in time. Be there to grasp it when it does. Ooh, we could get patient. I think, yeah, let's, be patient, my son. That will serve you well. Servants usher me into the great hall in Byzantium, and the emperor hears our pledge. He bids us to arise and confirms his satisfaction with us to rule those lands in his stead. So That is good news indeed. Let's see if we're gonna go and engage the enemy army here. They're heading to the sea, so I don't think we're gonna be able to catch them in time. But yeah, let's see how this plays out. We're just gonna keep our forces attached here. Hopefully this war doesn't last unduly long, because I do have other things that I would like to do. Do we break off our troops and try to maybe take the fight to them once more here? They're heading into Salerno. Maybe we can go and face them in Salerno. We'll outnumber them this time. They have a good commander, but our commander is quite skilled as well. So let us hope that we can defeat them here. We'll get the... Yeah, they're recently disembarked. Not anymore. But we still have some advantages here. We return home from the... Alright, looks like we might be able to catch them. They're running, so I'm feeling like that is going to give us the advantage here. Let us hope so. Let us hope that is the case. We did visit our great temple, which gave us 200 extra learning lifestyle appearance here, but looks like our commander, our able commander, is going up against the King of Italy once more here. Let us hope that he is successful. Ooh, we can join a Prince Eucana's Grand Tournament. Grand Tournament in Gaza. What do we have here? Archery, horse race, and a... okay, archery and a horse race. Do we join in? I suppose we could join in. Maybe we'll have a chance at winning the archery tournament. It's pretty nearby, actually. You can see it's not a long ways to travel, so... Let's see about joining in there. We don't have to spend much money at all. So we'll head there and perhaps make a good name for ourselves. I suppose we must. As this war comes to... Well, the war hasn't come to an end, but at least we defeated the Italians in that battle there. I do want to bring up... the death of our brother once again here, and the curse that has been affecting our family. And this curse has hit us for a long time. Our brother died of that seizure, and he was rendered incapable before that, possibly in a battle, a hit to the head. That curse has affected us for some time. And I think that the reformation of the faith is going to hopefully bring an end to that curse and give us a chance to win back the favor of the gods. Perhaps we haven't been worshiping the gods in the right way, and that is why we must work with our good priests in order to do so here. Let us see here. So archery tournament, we are close to qualifying. Let's head to the tourney grounds to see if we can gain a chance to help triumph from this. Go, ankle biter, go faster, I hear a man's voice echo across the grounds. I look up to see a small thing hurrying through the sky like a little black bolt of lightning. Soon it swoops down towards the finish line. Bah, you must have cheated. Your bird cannot fly that fast. This is excellent entertainment. Must take a lot of preparation to do this. Double or nothing, go again. No, I think we're going to try to study this and learn what they're doing here so that we can potentially master this as well. So we're guaranteed to qualify, which is excellent news indeed. We're not a favored contestant though, so we'll just see how this all plays out. We'll probably go and do some other events around here. Maybe go to the temple here in Gaza. I mean, that could potentially offer some important calm place, pray for victory, or test your faith. Let's see. Or we could go to the artisan quarters here. You know what? I would like to do this because I would like to gain something here. Find bracers. This could be helpful here. Let's see. We could get these fine bracers. Our score increases slightly, and we would gain a little bit. How much? Let's see. What would that do? Perhaps we can strike a deal. Let's try to strike a good deal here. And we do. We successfully haggle. So we get the fine bracer. our score increases slightly. If we can win the archery tournament, we're going to get probably a pretty nice bonus here. Let's make sure our troops... Oh, okay. It's time to do the archery contest, actually. The varied crowd of contestants mill about the butts, comparing bows and trading tales of their finest shots. I think we're going to try to be do a little bit of an Apollo or Athena thing here. I guess Athena's more of the one with the bow, right? The creak of bows and twang of strings carry far, punctuating the hubbub, a smell of resin wafting through the still air. My ears pick up as my name is mentioned, drifting across the gentle breeze. That could be a good sign or a bad one. It's time to show my skill to the world. Let us do our best here. I vowed to myself, obviously we are not going to... We're not going to cheat. We are a patient man, and cheating does not seem like something that a patient man would do. The crowd murmurs placidly as Adil takes his mark. I fancy I catch a few words on the wind, and clearly so does Adil. He turns somewhat petulantly to address the crowd. Silence! Have some damn respect for the competitors, he grumbles cantankerously. A few titters come in response. Clearly he needs peace and tranquility with which to shoot an arrow, but, I think, as he turns to brandish a fist towards the crowd once more, this might be taking it a bit too far. Best let him get on with it. Indeed, we are not going to cheat like that, so we will lose some stress because we are just, but we'll give him the time that he needs to take his shot. We will win fair and square if we have a chance to win it all. I watch with a practiced eye as Nasir begins to approach his targets. The first shot flies true and thuds home. The second was more wayward, much more wayward. A shrill cry and ungodly scream pierces the air. The second arrow had not just missed the target, but flown so far and wide that it landed amidst a group of waiting competitors. Landed, indeed, in Izzadin. A crowd rounds on the stricken man. He is lying on his back, clutching his wound in a vain attempt to stop the blood. The arrow is still embedded in his deep flesh. Call a physician? You would gain some opinion towards us. This is not my concern whatsoever. Do we spend... I mean, is it really... I don't think it is our concern, really. I don't know why we would... We are just, but I don't think we would be the one, like... We're not hosting this feast. This seems like somebody else's responsibility, I would say. Dusk begins to draw in slowly but steadily as the competition continues, the snapping of strings a staccato rhythm. I lean on my bow, considering the path this contest has taken so far, such as when an arrow got waylaid on its target and struck another competitor. The competition begins to draw to a close as arrows continue to fly into and past the butts. If I am to make any impact on proceeds from here, I must act now. I am one with my bow. Let's see here. Procuring a finer arrow would be... Oh, I see. This intrigue learning challenge. With this win, let's see. Prowess challenge. Looks like if we do a learning challenge, that would be best. So we're going to use our intelligence and use the wind to potentially try to find a place here. My shot flies true, but agonizingly not quite as true as I would want to do. It thuds into the target, but only around the edge. It's not going to do me any harm, but it probably won't do me much credit either. I'm winning. Victory is so close. Only a few more arrows are remaining for each competitor. One last knock. Oh, we might actually have a chance to win this fight here. Did we win? Did we actually win the thing here? Intent achieved. Trumpets sound. Oh, dang. Trumpets sound and the crowd clamors. Competitors begin to assemble. The contest is over and someone's moment in the sun is being ready. A herald step forward, voice booming out across the scene. After many trials, some tribulations, and above all else, some truly spirited competition, we have our final three. In third place, the gutsy Emir Mukhtar. Coming in a close second, Ali. That, of course, leaves us with our victor, Despot Odysseus. I knew I could win. I have proven my worthiness beyond a doubt. I won. I actually won. So we gain Merry Aim, which is... Oh, nice. All right, that's cool. That's cool. And we'll get a prize at the end of the tournament. And we gain some money from that as well. Excellent. Looks like we're gonna... The war is going fine here, but can we qualify for the horse race? Do we go to the tourney grounds once again? I mean, I think that should we try to get 2 prizes here? I mean, that would be nice, but what else could we do here? Go to the tavern. Do we need to lose some stress? I think we're okay on stress. To the village. Now let's go to the tourney grounds. Let's see if we can win another advantage here. As I'm exploring the grounds, a well-armored figure approaches me. Despot Odysseus, it is an honor. I am Halil Walashma, a Heteria seeking employment. I am chivalrous, perceptive, loyal, and my house is strong. Be loyal, he shouts, and stands at attention. It is obvious that this minor noble is exaggerating his virtues, but he seems competent. He's a bit of an older man. Begone, I scarcely trust you. You know what? I think, perhaps we have something to learn from this man. Perhaps he's a skilled horse racer, so we are on track to qualify for the horse race, so maybe we'll be able to win a prize there as well and increase the amount and the greatness of our prizes here. We've gained a stress level. I wonder why. I'm not sure what happened there to give us a stress level, but at least we didn't seem to have a stress break, so that's kind of ideal anyways. I don't know what happened there that caused us to gain some stress like that, but still, unfortunately, we did not capture the Italian king in that battle, but the war seems to be going relatively okay. Let's see what's going on here. Do we go... let's head to the temple here and pray for glory. 50% chance. We could lose some stress. Let's see here. Now let's try to pray to Ares to see if we can find victory here in the horse races. The finest horses in Palestine, adorned in the colors of their owners, are led to the Maidan as the herald announces the contest's commencement. The riders mill around as they wait for the beasts to arrive, some stretching, some eyeing each other up. It seems Sheikh Zaid of Tihama's stallion, Crimson Feet, has caught the eye of as an unlikely contender. My fastest horse, Ruby Tail, has not gone unnoticed by the breeders and gamblers. This will be quite the race. Let's hope we can find success here. But we do need a rider. I don't know if we would pick a giant man to be the rider of our horse. Let's see. This guy seems very small. Maybe we get this like very tiny guy here, Muhammad, to be our racer. He seems like, perhaps a small racer might not, he might not do too well. I don't know what trait it would be that like will assist that, but let's get the smallest racer because I would imagine he would be the fastest on the horse, would he not? Among the commoners attending the race, it is no secret who holds their favor. Peasants look upon Walid's rider with equal parts amour and admiration. They swoon as the horses thunder past and cheer as Walid lauds his rider to the crowd. He watches the race smugly, knowing his rider has the undivided support of the crowd. Let's see. Perhaps with the right encouragement, I may be able to turn the crowd's attention to my own rider, Muhammad, instead. You know how to pick them, Walid. Behold my noble rider. Let's try it. And we turn the crowd to our rider. Excellent news. The crowd seems to favor us now. From the vast sea of race watchers, commoners holler out. Itinerant warriors chant insults, vulgar innuendo. Amidst them, we nobles chuckle nervously. We look to our guards. Prince Yukana is howled, along with terms like criminal. Those are raging loudest here among the locals in Gaza. He is amidst the people who despise him. Gazing across the crowd, I see stones, knives, and weapons of war. This is about to be a riot. Oh, dang. Beat the courage from them, Heteria. I mean... I need to get out of here fast. Perhaps this mod could use a little push. I don't think we would do that. I don't think we would do this either. I think that we would send our guards in to assist and try to protect ourselves here. So 78% chance, and our Heteria quell the mod. So I think the leader of this land probably owes us, considering we just stopped a riot by using our own personal guard here. The horses continue to thunder around the course, and the remaining riders sawing at their steeds. There's only one more lap to go. How well are we doing? Pay you extra. Hit them in the face. Grab their reins. Go faster. Let's see. Pay you extra if you win. Let's see. What? Grab their reins. Combined martial and intrigue challenge. This would be a martial challenge. Let's try this here. Try to grab the reins. See if you can. See if you could be successful. Unbalanced and surprised by my call, my rider wobbles and almost falls. Oh no. My horse is bolting free of the chasing pack. If it can hold off the rivals, it'll win. The crowd reaches the crescendo. Come on. Go, Muhammad, go. Our score increases. Ooh, did we win? Let us see. Very close. I'm sure this is going to be close. Our horse, Rubytail, crosses the line as the crowd erupts, followed closely by Sheikh Zaid's Crimson Feet and Sheikh Muzaffaruddin's Murshid. We won. We actually won. That is, frankly, amazing. So we're going to get 2 prizes from this. Oof. That is nice to see. The sun comes down on the final day of the tournament. We won a prize. Prowess +5. Ooh, look at that. That is not a bad. And a prize goblet as well. Prestige plus, that one's actually not quite as good, but we might be able to give it out to somebody. The prize bow is certainly not a bad item, though. We've succeeded in our goal, and there we go. So that is excellent. Excellent news is indeed. The closing ceremony is going to take place here. Let's hope that we can finish off this war. I don't even know where the forces of Magna Graecia are at this point, but we gained quite a bit of money, and we can finish off this grand tournament and return home finally, and hopefully finish off this war. Where is the Magna Graecian forces? Are they here? They might be. Oh yeah, they're here with us, so helping siege down this little bit of land there. And here we are returning home. Excellent. Excellent indeed. Another wise man to tell us our future. Let us see if we have some good omens, and travel bodes well, so we lose a little bit of stress here. There's a chill in the air, and my breath mists into small puffs as I traverse the orchards of Borulis. The trees are seemingly cowering a bit in the cold, longing for warmer days. Suddenly a high-pitched shriek pierces the air. I quicken my step only to find a peasant child below the tree, in shambles and sobbing violently. It would seem as if he made an attempt at climbing the tree before slipping and falling to the ground. One of the bone pipes are protruding at a strange angle. These trees are a health hazard. They're there. Boys will be boys. Who is this young man? Just a random young man. We gain Soothed Child here, or I don't know if we're we are just, but I don't know if we're like that, you know, if we're gonna like go and just comfort some random child. I don't really think we're that type of character, you know. We're not compassionate or anything like that. Oh, we have a lot of, we got a lot of prisoners we can ransom for a bunch of money, so let's definitely be doing that and get some money, because we can spend that on all sorts of useful things, can we not? There we go. We have returned home. We'll have to see. We'll have to decide what we do with this. I mean, we've got the Sword of Argeus. We'll probably keep that on because I like the prestige bonus from that, but we can potentially give out our new items here when we get the opportunity to do. Oh, is the goblet a royal? Oh, the goblet's a royal court item. Well, that's good. I would like to put this prize goblet up here. There we go. So that's nice that we don't have to put that on our person. A pool of blood is congealing around the feet of Leon, a diplomat set by my ally, Duke Gregorius of Apulia. By the immense quantity of blood soaking my fine carpet, I can only assume he is bleeding on this spot for hours, if not longer. My apologies for the mess. I was defenestrated by a dwarf trying to rob me in an inn on my journey to Alexandria. However, as the rapscallion cushioned my fall, the diplomatic visit can continue. It will still be days until my blood loss is fatal. Guards, force this man to see a physician. Yes, please do so. Our physician cures the diplomat. Good. I mean, the guy should probably be taking a little bit better care of himself, but can gain a new lifestyle perk. I think we're going to get professional workforce here. And that's going to be helpful because we actually have a lot of money right now, which means we can potentially construct the new duchy building here. Apollonius can become generous here. Why can't we build this? I see. Can we only build certain ones? Perhaps we can only build this. The Egyptian culture doesn't have these. So maybe only once this is converted to Greek, which we were doing. I don't know why we're not anymore. I was attempting to convert that to Greek, but once that is done, then maybe we can build that duchy building. I'd like the siege to go a little bit faster, so let us speed time up because I do have goals that we want to accomplish here, and this war on behalf of our allies is not among them here. So looks like we are close to finishing off that war. 98% here. I think we should be getting it right away if our luck holds here. There we go. We won the war. And that is good because that means we can disband our army. And finally, now at the end of all of this, we can do what we have been meaning to do for quite some time, and that is to reform this faith. So the grand opening of the great cathedral or temple here in Alexandria, built over the tomb of Alexander. We can celebrate that by ushering in a new era for the Hellenistic faith here. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to make some changes, and those changes will be based on some suggestions from folks in the chat. So we are going to do that, and then like I said, we will explain all of the choices once we are done. So here we have our new and updated version of the Hellenistic faith. So I'm going to go through all of these and inform you of kind of the reasoning behind these. Now, you'll see here we have added in ancestor worship as one of our tenets, and that is due to the fact that, and this I think comes into the original Hellenic beliefs as well, but there was a lot of, almost like deifying or, raising up legendary and mythological figures from existing people, Alexander the Great even, and other very important figures in the faith. So I think that this ancestor worship is us kind of adding mythology, adding this legendary status to these figures, and figures including our own family here. The Argaeus dynasty is obviously, the kind of leading family and the leading dynasty here. So, our, father Hypatios and Alexandros would be given this kind of mythological, legendary status within this new religion here. So I think that that is quite fitting. Gives us some nice bonuses, level of splendor or prestige bonuses, long reign opinion. Characters of this faith gain an additional bonus upon the successful completion of a pilgrimage, and some close family opinion. We are keeping the esotericism trait. That is, I think, probably the most important, and I wanted to keep one of the tenets from the original religion. So that I think is pretty fitting because you get that wise man trait potentially. And I think this is pretty fitting that the great mysteries of the divine may be beyond mortal comprehension, but that is not an excuse for ignorance. Indeed, we listen to the wise people from this religion. Now, Christian syncretism. This one requires a little bit more explanation of how this would all make sense and how this would all work. And I got to give credit to Drog in the comments for kind of spurring this kind of explanation. And I think this is really cool and really interesting. And I've kind of taken this and run with it a little bit. But obviously we have been making close connections with the religious, the Orthodox people here in the Empire. We've had close relations with the Emperor. We've had good relations with the Emperor through almost all of our characters. And, we've relatively worked somewhat closely with the emperor and, you know, been part of this. The Greek culture is overwhelmingly still Orthodox, and we are Greek. But I think that the way that I could see this playing out, and once again, I think the interesting kind of idea here is that within the Hellenic lore, there is a story, and once again, thanks to Drog in the comments for bringing up this story, but there is a story of Zeus's first wife, I believe it is Metis, and she was prophesized to give birth to a son even greater than Zeus himself. Now, that son never came to bear, at least within the original Hellenic lore, but I think in this new lore that is developing, it is kind of said that this son of Zeus was actually born, and that is that god, that one that is greater even than Zeus himself, is the same god as that of the Abrahamic god, essentially. Just, you know, they seem to be astray in worshiping it. They don't realize that this is actually this great son of Zeus. And so a figure like Jesus in this religion would probably be seen as a kind of semi-mythological figure, much the same as, say, Hercules, like a son of the gods, a demigods. That would essentially be how we would see Jesus. He would still be the son of this god, and he would essentially be a demigod along those same lines. So I think that's how I see this Christian syncretism panning out. So Zeus may not be the top god anymore, but now we have this connection here with the Christian god and bringing it into our own religion in a way that still fits with the lore and mythology. So we still worship all of the other gods, you know, Athena, Apollo, Ares, Poseidon, even Zeus. But the mythology is probably changing. So if you've got some cool ideas relating to how this would all play out, I'd be curious to hear some thoughts on this new religion. I want to hear, imagine yourself as one of the religious figures who is building this new religion and this new lore. And if you want to have a little bit of fun with it and get creative, leave some comments below about how you could see this new lore and mythology playing out. We're essentially saying we worship the same god. It's just we worship in different ways, and we have this different connection to them. So, and we understand the lore differently, but we worship the same god. So they might, you know, they consider us astray, or no, they're going to consider us to be hostile instead of evil. So, you know, they still are not necessarily, you know, all on board with this idea, but they don't see it as being quite as bad as it was before. So now we'll go into the rest of this. We have changed the doctrines, the view on gender to be equal, and I think that is pretty much due to the fact that the women of our family have been a big influence. Considering the curse has taken away most of the sons, the women of the family of the Argaeus dynasty have had a lot of influence. And considering that the current head of our religion here is our sister, Sibyl Ileana Argaeus, I think that bringing in that equal gender view on gender will be helpful. That doesn't necessarily change anything in accordance to our laws, but it just essentially means that women have a little bit of a slightly more elevated place than they did before. We've changed our religious attitude to righteous, and although pluralist and righteous, I think either of these could make sense, but we have been doing a lot of spreading of the faith, and I think that now as we reform this faith, I think we have a stronger feeling towards it, and so I think choosing righteous is quite fitting there. We do have a spiritual head of faith now. I think this new high priest, the high priest or priestess, is going to kind of usher in this new faith. So I think this will be really cool. And we are going to give them some land. I'll show you where once this is done. But I'll have to do some stuff off screen, I believe, to make that happen. But having a head of faith, I think, is really cool. And I think it makes sense in this context because we're bringing in some of those Christian traditions here. We've kept the clerical tradition the same and pilgrimage attitude the same. The only other thing that we've changed here, you can see all the rest of it is the same, except we have changed the marriage doctrine to monogamous. We will no longer have concubines, and this might be a contentious one, but I think this is perfectly fitting, not only because of the connections to the Christian Orthodox religion, which is bringing some elements into there as well, and we're trying to kind of bridge ties and make peace between those, but also a little bit of influence from despot Odysseus himself. He is extremely loyal to his wife, and she is his soulmate. He has no interest in taking other women for his own, and so he is having a little bit of influence there and saying that indeed it is the right thing to do is to commit yourself to one woman or one husband. And I think that that is kind of an element of, like I said, the Christian syncretism and the influence of Odysseus himself. So those are all the changes. The rest of it's kind of the same, same-sex relations accepted, witchcraft accepted. All these kind of things are going to be remain the same here for now. So this is how I've decided to set up the religion. I'm sure that there will be some contentious points. I'm sure everybody has had their own ideas for what they would like to see, but I hope that you can understand my explanations here on why I've set it up the way I have. And I personally think that this is quite fitting and incorporates a lot of the things that have come up in this series so far. So we're going to click this button here, and we are going to reform the faith. So we have the new Hellenic religion here, and we shall hope to see it spread well. So looks like Athens is the only one that has converted so far. I mean, there weren't a lot of Hellenic counties, so we are going to need to convert those over when we get the opportunity here. Like I said, we do have this new head of the faith here. It seems to be High Priest Stephania of the Hellenic High Priesthood here. So she's a pretty good character. Can we grant her titles? So you will also see that we have landed our High Priestess here, Stephania, in the county of Hania. So although we are keeping our ancestral home of Heraclio to ourselves, we have given out Hania as kind of the seat of the new religious center of the Hellenic faith. And she does serve us as our vassal. Our dynasty is considered to be essentially one of the leaders, the kind of the head, almost to a mythological extent here, of this new Hellenic faith. So I think that this is pretty fitting, and having a landed high priest and religious title here is more interesting than not. So that will be pretty cool to see how that all plays out and how we have this interactions with the high priesthood going forward. So indeed, I am very curious to see how that all plays out here and how the religious scope of things changes, because if I am correct, we should be able now to gain marriages with Orthodox people here. So now we can suddenly arrange some potential marriages here with the various Christian people around the realm, which offers us a lot of opportunities when it comes to gaining power within the empire. So I know a lot of stuff has happened here, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of comments, and I do want to hear them. I will be taking a look at them after this episode releases, so get them in down below. But until then, I will see you in the next one.